Alrighty, hello everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Memorial Day weekend. This is going to be one of those long weekends. So we're going to make this a quick, just kind of taking a look at their feelings. I'm going to pull 3 cards for each sign, their feelings, your feelings, and what will they do next this weekend. And then I will be doing super chats at the end, usually just a couple, whoever's here. You can do super chat, PayPal, Venmo, whatever. Just get on the list as we go. And then that's it. All right. So hello, everybody. Hello, Angel's already here. What's up? I know I changed the time a couple times. Every time I do that, I seem to mess all you guys up, and I'm sorry. Hello, Jeff is here as well, and I see Javeria, Lisa, what's up? Cindy, definitely have you on the list already. Randy, I have you on the list. Hello, Mr. Randy. And so let's get going. I'm going to jump right in. Maybe let everybody know if you guys care. Waiting for Taurus reading. All right. So let's get going. Let me jump into this. All right, Aries. So what's their feelings for you this weekend or right now? And yours, and what might they do next? All right, well, I've got a good start already. We have the 6 of Cups. So I'm going to tell you this. You're going to hear me say this all the time because FG is awesome, and it's called the undertow. And I always say the undertone, but undertow. All right, what's pulling you anyways in a relationship is this feeling of love and soulmate energy with you and somebody that's on your mind. All right, so regardless of what you're going through, if this is real, if and you're feeling pulled, but you keep second guessing yourself, and this is telling me here that if it's real, it's coming in. All right, you guys have some sort of mutual feelings for one another, but we could be letting our head get the best of us, right? We don't have words for it yet, or we're just not ready for it yet. So somebody could be planning to reach out in this weekend too. It's like somebody could be feeling pulled to reach out to you. 6 of Cups energy is a soulmate energy. Now, their feelings, I am seeing the 3 of Pentacles. So they're very rooted, grounded, all right? So they're not just attracted to you here. They feel comfortable around you. They feel like you guys have a lot in common. You guys may work together, or you just have a lot in common. And so this is never going to change with you and this person. And they just may feel very attracted to you because you guys have a lot in common. Now, if this is someone from the past, their feeling with you never left. I mean, they still reminisce about, you guys maybe working things out or getting together, or the times when you were together. So you do have somebody here still being very nostalgic and thinking about you in a very practical, grounded way. It's like, I really care about you. You have a lot. You have a place in my heart. So that's their feelings. All right. And your feelings, though, tells a different story because I am seeing here the moon card for you. Now, the full moon's coming up next weekend, right? So something will start to come up and come to light. Some of your biggest fears, the tension that you're carrying, so it's like, maybe you're going through a lot of shifts right now. You're super uncertain about this person. You're having a little bit of anxiety. You're feeling intuitively called to someone, but yet because you can't read between the lines, or you don't have certainty yet, your head and your heart are constantly battling one another. All right, because this tension, and you want to see something come into fruition. You don't want to deal with what ifs anymore, or possibilities. You want to see something solid with this person. Now, for some of you, there may have been several cycles with this person, and every time they come around, you don't see any change. Or right now, you're not seeing the change in your current reality, even though you're feeling like, I know something is happening here, And so this moon card can get you all messed up in your emotions, and can make you feel like, crazy at times. And it's like, I wouldn't make a decision when you have this kind of emotional energy. And it was 444 when I said that. I always say, wait 24 hours. Don't jump to conclusions right now about this relationship. What are they planning on doing next? Look at this. I have the 6 of Wands for you. So this is saying trying to show up, wanting to be seen. I see a small win. So, this can be dramatic though. So I will give this to you. This can be somebody that's going to do something so that you can notice them, so you can see them. Whether they post something online or they wear something or they say something that they know is going to get your attention. They may check in with you, make a small gesture, say something to you, or just try and get your attention in some way. All right. So it might not be super dramatic, even though this is a Leo energy. It does say, though, you'll know that this person is trying to get your attention this weekend. All right. So that is what I have for Aries. I am getting Pisces energy. I did get the numbers 4 for you. So 444. It could even be a Cancer energy too, but when I'm Leo energy too as well, but it's not really about the signs today. It's more about somebody is planning on trying to get your attention, right? Poking in, a quick check-in, and just to make sure that you're still around and that you're still somewhat interested in them. I love you guys. All right, Taurus. Taurus. It's not your birthday anymore. Taurus is like, F you. Get off it, right? You'll still be celebrating. All right, let's see. So 7. You're like, I celebrate every day, all the time. I don't need somebody to tell me when it's my birthday. That's the only time I can celebrate. But Taurus, Taurus, you did take quite some time. Your birthday season did take quite some time. And now we have Mars in your sign. So you're like, well, if that didn't take long enough, I'm going to make sure everybody else gets it now. It's time to slow down and enjoy the ride. Don't be trying to push you around. All right. So let's see. Hello, Tauruses. All right. Let's see their feelings, your feelings, and what they may do next. Hello, everybody. All right. So the undertow, though, is the 9 of Swords. All right. You got to stop overthinking stuff, right? Or trying to control the situation or thinking or repeating the story over and over. Rumination here and worrying that you constantly did or said something or what if I had or hadn't, maybe I should do this. Maybe I just feel like right now there's a lot of energy that's scattered at times and can be mental overload, and you can find yourself analyzing a situation to death. And this is saying, you have a lot of fear underneath, and even if you're trying to act cool about something or somebody in your life is trying to act cool about something, there's definitely a lot of fear beneath the surface that's kind of running the show here, stopping you from doing what you might do or say. So your person's feelings, the Magician card, all right? You've got somebody here that's clearly into you, clearly attracted to you. This is Gemini energy. It just, to me, this person might be trying to figure out what's the right move. What do I do? What can I say? I definitely like what I see. They like the intellectual chemistry between the two of you. All right. I have Gemini energy here. This could be somebody that's mentally, I don't want to use the word obsessed with the Magician, but mentally captivated. There it is, captivated by you. All right. It's not just attraction. It's like curious about you, always thinking about you. Even if it's you're irritating me or I'm worried about you. It's this person, you take up a lot of space in their mind, and it feels like I want to get something started or I want to make something happen. So already your person is you're living in their head, but they desire you so much that they're going to make something happen eventually. All right. They may open up communication. I will get to that with the third card, but they could be ruminating about what to say to you. You know, they're playing it over and over in their head so that they can try to figure out the best way to say something to you. Now, how are you feeling? All right, the Two of Pentacles. All right, so you may be questioning things a lot. You know, it's kind of like a little overwhelmed at times. Maybe sometimes you feel okay and you trust it, and then there's sometimes where you're like, I'm not sure. You know, you kind of are second guessing or questioning everything with that Nine of Swords too. You know, wondering if this is real. You know, if this is something, you need something to be solid and consistent and steady for you to trust it. And so if a situation is still kind of new or it's been going on for a while, but you feel certain that you are, you know, that you want this person, that you connect to this person, you know, the feeling is real. But this is whether or not you can handle the pace of it, the consistency of it. Because if you're dealing with somebody who's got Gemini energy, they're going to be all over the place and they're going to make decisions randomly. And, you know, you're somebody that needs more steadiness, and you're always wanting a guarantee. You're always wanting something to be, you know, a yes or a no, totally fixed, right? You're not okay with, you know, all right, let's just see how it goes. So this can kind of overwhelm you, this situation. All right, so let's see their next actions towards you. I got the Fool card. What a beautiful energy. You got the Fool and the Magician. So you're off to a great start this weekend. You know, it feels like somebody's saying, you know what, I'm just going to go for it no matter what. Now, you might be dealing with somebody who's a little bit more playful and who's a little bit more nonchalant and tends to show up whenever they feel like it. And then they may act like nothing's going on, right? But it does feel like you do deal with somebody who can act before they think at times. You have Gemini and Aries energy. All right. So, you know, this person may say a lot of things. They may react. They may be quick. They may jump in, and then things are not consistent. And this can be on again, off again energy that drives you mad, drives you crazy. But what's underneath is what matters in this relationship. All right. And this is where I think mentally you're learning how to trust somebody's actions and somebody's patterns. Somebody is totally drawn to you and they keep showing up. Now, I do see on again, off again. So this is going to be you, you know, trusting that the feelings are there and that you trust it, but not allowing it to control your decisions or your emotions or your reactions every day, because you're at the early stages still with the relationship and somebody's still wanting to, you know, explore the relationship, but not rush into things. And that's where you're going to have to read between the lines with this person and just ask yourself if you truly do. You know, you have the Nine of Swords. If this person's driving you that insane, maybe it's just that if there's chemistry, but maybe there's not logically or practically, you guys don't fit, and you have to be honest with yourself about that. I just don't fit in with this kind of energy, or maybe I can, but I just need to relax a little bit, because this person seems very much attracted to you, but they are somebody who randomly does things, and then you try to read into it. You're not going to figure this person out right out the gate. There's too much inconsistencies. All right, that is my Tauruses. All right, good luck with that one. Good luck with your Aries Gemini energy. All right, let me change we have my gems. All right, Gemini, gonna get. All right, don't forget I am doing the questions, a few at the end. If you want to get on the list, go ahead. But whoever's here, I'm only staying on for so long. All right, Gemini. Gemini, let's take a look at their feelings, your feelings, and what they'll do this next, hopefully this weekend. All right, Gemini. All right, you have the Empress card at the bottom of the deck. All right, so very loving and beautiful energy, very magnetic energy is the undertow. So somebody's feeling very drawn to you, and they feel good when they're around you. They like to be around you. They feel some sort of comfort, and there's something about the way you make them feel. So you have to remember this energy says you're planting seeds constantly, and you just have to trust that things in the background are always moving, and somebody may be constantly thinking about their next move. And the more you're in this energy of open to receive, and you know that you deserve or are worthy of something, and you're not questioning anything, it feels like somebody is naturally being drawn to your beauty, right? To your energy. You're very magnetic. And I see the Temperance card. This could have started a while back. Somebody's been just kind of nudging and, maybe slowly coming in, or, things that you've just had to have some patience for a while. But this weekend, this card here says that something could show up that shows you that, oh, there's more than meets the eye than I thought. So your person's feelings, the King of Swords, all right? This is somebody that likes to keep their feelings kind of at bay. They may even try to hide them from themselves. The King of Swords can be like that. It's like, I don't want to worry about my feelings. I want to think about what's, real, what's logical, So you do have somebody here that's hard for you to even read. All right. And this person here is going to be super professional and just be, always talk about, you're not going to get a lot of mushy gushy from this person. All right. But there is a quality about this person that says, I like what I see and I know what I want. And I will, Aquarius to me sees the bigger picture. So this is somebody that will play the long game with you. All right. This person will play the long game. Aquarius can wait and do and just detach and say, I have my eye on the bigger picture and I am okay. So I would say don't confuse this energy with the absence of feeling, because sometimes people see the King of Swords and they're like, oh, cold, detached, miserable energy, which is if they're in their negative, if they're, but this here to me is when this person's quiet around you, this could be when they feel you the most. So keep that in mind. All right. So if they get extra quiet, sometimes it is the emotions are getting loud. How do you feel about this person? Let's see. What a Sun card. Are you falling in love with this person? Right? You feel a strong connection with this person, right? And I am feeling like it's like you want to express yourself. Your feelings are real with this person. You're not imagining this strong pull. This could be why this person's drawn to you too as well. With the Empress and the Sun card, there is just this energy, this aura. And maybe they don't have it quite figured out just yet why they're so attracted to you. Not that you're not beautiful, but maybe, they just weren't expecting this. All right. And this person is needing to take time to process their feelings. I mean, you're showing up your feelings, the Sun card. I mean, it feels like you're staying positive about it, and maybe you're learning to trust, what's going on, because if this is real, it's going to be real. And if you're feeling it this deeply, there's something, the seeds have been planted, like I said, and something is growing here. There's definitely an energy of falling in love. So what are they going to do next? I see the Chariot card. All right. So you're seeing fast movement and returning or, moving forward, very focused on taking this somewhere and going somewhere. All right, so you may this weekend, it may there may be a lot of movement. This person may actually take action towards you. Maybe some of you going somewhere, picking you up, making plans to go somewhere. But somebody here is not going very far is what I'm getting. So they may be circulating around your energy this weekend. You may notice them. They may try to talk to you. Maybe it will be kind of indirect, or no, actually direct, right? Because that'd be more direct. Maybe they're trying to find ways to be more direct with you. And so you may get conversation this week. Something may come around. They may come back around, and you may notice that they're circling your energy, which means, you know, online, maybe you see them, maybe they show up, maybe at work, maybe they're around you. Maybe they're texting you, they're popping in, they're trying to see where you're going, what you're up to. So it could be just the opening, but it definitely has purpose. So it's very intentional, their actions towards you this week. I have Cancer energy, Aquarius energy, Leo energy, but could also be Libra and Gemini as well. And let's see, Cancer 21. All right, Cancer. Hello, hello Bernadette, hello Karen, hello everybody. Sorry I'm not saying hi to all you. All right, let's see, Cancer. All right, let's see a person's feelings. All right, so there is some question. Both of you kind of questioning each other's motive, right? Both of you kind of questioning each other. There could be some miscommunication that's been happening between, or something that's not being said. And there could be questioning feelings here, questioning, you know, I don't know what I want just yet. You know, I'm not sure. But there's enough energy here where you got this person working overtime, you know, including yourself, you want to both figure something out. That's what I'm seeing here. But if you guys it seems like you guys might be going around in circles, trying to solve something that would be easier to just, you know, agree to disagree type of energy. Now your person, the way they feel about you, 6 of Cups, guys. I mean, that's like very, very loving energy, very warm energy. It has, you know, good memories with you. And, you know, this person, if it's a past person, they're definitely longing to have that feeling back, you know, going back to the way things were. And if it's somebody new, you know, maybe they're feeling drawn to you, pulled to you, and they weren't expecting this connection to feel this way. But you're somebody that's you're somebody that is on their mind and somebody that they can see themselves with. You know, so it's like, I've got to reach out to you. I want to reach out to you. They feel like there's something about you. You're not only a soulmate, you're a friend. You know, you're somebody that you guys have shared some time together that only you two, you know, understand. You know, there's some warmth and knowing, you know, let me say this right. There's a warmth in knowing that you know something about this person that, or get or understand something about this person that nobody else gets or understands. So I want to keep this connection alive is what I'm feeling here. I want this to go somewhere. Now, the way you feel, the Judgment card, you could be questioning everything, you know. I want something to change. I want something to move. I want to be able to trust this. You know, you feel more than you're showing maybe, but don't know whether or not you can forgive or speak your truth, depending on if this is somebody from your past. You know, maybe you always forgive this person and you're just not sure if you can do it again. But now if it's a current person, you know, this to me, it's just, you know, you want to tell somebody how you feel, but at the same time, you don't want to get hurt. You know, you want, you want to make sure, you know, 100% for sure that you really love this person, or you really want this person, and that they really are into you before you decide to open up. And I feel like right now is a very good time for my Cancers, as it's, you know, of course, Venus in your sign. It's like a very loving energy of being able to connect with somebody so deeply right now. And so some of you, it's just about, you know, being real with yourself and opening up to the new possibilities this weekend, especially with somebody here that wants to connect with you. Their next actions, right? This is somebody coming in that wants to make something clear, wants to speak up, wants to connect. They may assert themselves this weekend. You know, this is also somebody that may want to defend themselves. You know, maybe I did do something, or I said something, or I wasn't 100% honest with you. Somebody may be asking for you to understand why they said or did something. And maybe there is yeah, I know it might be challenging for us to get over this, but I'm willing to give it a shot. All right. So, you know, this could be just somebody here, you know, letting down their guards, trying to be vulnerable, trying to test the waters with you to see if maybe you won't judge them, or if you still judge them. And basically the ball's in your court, whether or not you're ready to allow somebody in. But somebody's going to try and connect with you. If there's a block, Cancer, somebody may release the block this weekend. That's what I have for you. All right. Love you. I'm sorry, I'm doing timestamps too. 27. All right. Leo. Leo, let's see their feelings, and their next move. What do they plan on doing next? All right, look at this, a 10 of Pentacles. All right, so something is building. You know, this is a situation that feels destined, right? Feels like it's going to build into something more long-term. And, you know, there's a patience that comes with this too. It feels like we're meant to be together. You know, there's things that have to come into play, you know, pieces. There may be other people involved. There may be a home living situation that's involved, but you met this person for a reason. All right, so let's see what's going on with your person's feelings. We have the Devil card. All right, so this person definitely cannot stop thinking about you. All right, you know, this is, they may try to stop thinking about you, but they can't. They may even show signs of jealousy at times. And, you know, maybe if you're not giving them attention, I don't know, you got somebody here though that is attached to you, very tempted by you, very attracted to you, and sexual energy, physically. They think about you physically all the time. All right. Now, this could be somebody that even is compulsive and obsessive when it comes to checking on you and thinking about you and wanting to see what you're up to. I have a Capricorn energy, right? So let's see your feelings about this person. Oh, the 9 of Swords. All right, you're like, oh, come on, you know. Let's see. You're like, can I trust this? I don't know, Leo. Can I trust this? You know, do I want to go through this again, right? Or maybe you're worried or fearful about something going on with this person, but you have somebody, I don't know, you're playing with fire here. That's what I'm seeing. All right. You may be you know, so caught up in your head that maybe you can't even see. You know, the problem is maybe this person hasn't been expressing their feelings to you right now. So that's why you're stressed out and you're questioning whether or not this person really is into you, really desires you. All right. But I think you have more power in this situation than you realize. All right. Especially with that devil card being their feelings. I mean, you know, maybe they're trying to see how far you'll go. Again, this is a connection. You met them for a reason, and this could actually turn into something more stable, you know. And it's like, I think you're worried, but I think you have more pull on this person than you realize. All right. Now, you might be thinking maybe you triggered this person, or you should have said something or did something differently. But no, I think this person is somebody that just likes to see your reaction. What are they doing next? I see the Magician card here. So you have somebody that's trying to strategize or be strategic. I actually don't like the kind of manipulation that might be coming through here. It's like, I want to test you. I'm testing you type of energy. So you are learning something with this person. The sexual attraction, the chemistry is real. Maybe you're falling in love with this person and you just need them to be more honest. And this is one of these things, if this person is silent or pulls away, try not to read into it and think they're rejecting you, because they are not rejecting you. They just may be testing the waters, or, you know, kind of when they move too fast, then they slow down, and it's just impulsive energy. But I see their next actions to you is to communicate with you. All right. Maybe they're trying to act like everything's fine. You know, they're trying to communicate. You guys seem to be on the same page. It feels like a lot of this energy here is unspoken, but you guys are both very attracted to each other. And this weekend, there's possibility of you guys working out or talking about whatever is, you know, been going on here, because it looks like you guys are in alignment. So being drawn and being pulled towards you. I just don't like the potential of, you know, teasing. I guess I'm going to call it teasing. All right, Leo. Virgo. $33. These are a little longer today, but they're not that long. All right. Let's see my Virgos. Hello, Christina and April. What's up? All right, Virgo. Let's see their feelings, your feelings, and their next move. All right. All right, the Hierophant. All right, so, you know, this person and you seem to be on the same page when it comes to standards and belief systems, you know, and what you guys want. So we're working towards commitment here. Somebody sees a future with you. All right, this could have been somebody that you work with, or somebody that maybe, you know, it feels like there's some tension between the two of you, but, or challenges. But the Seven of Wands is here. It's like, we're going to push through. Somebody's feeling pulled towards you. You know, we can make it through whatever this is. Now, if somebody's had their walls up, it looks like, or they've been kind of keeping you at a distance in a sense, but you feel the pressure, feel the tension. It could be because somebody has more feelings for you than letting on. All right. And they're trying to contain themselves. So let's see their feelings. I have the Five of Swords. This is more about them getting in their mind. All right. This is somebody questioning everything. You know, they're thinking about, you know, what do I really want here? You know, it's like something has to give. Something could be changing, you know, and if there's any, or there's been any kind of conflict between you and this person, you know, they just can't seem to figure it out. Your person might be very defensive type of energy and quick to react. And that could be what I'm reading here. It's like, maybe I am learning my lesson. Maybe I need to let my guards down and quit being so defensive. Because I do feel like you're dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sag, or a Taurus, somebody who can be kind of stubborn and aggressive, protective of themselves. And then they're like, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Why did I have to say that so abruptly? Why was I careless? So it feels like your person may be acknowledging where they have gone wrong, you know, where they expressed themselves, where they might have said something that was too harsh as well. So how do you feel? I see Six of Cups. You're just like, you know, you already forgive this person. You know, you're like, you just want things to be back to normal. You just want things to be close. You just want to feel connected with this person. If it's a past person, you already forgive them. You just want to be together again, and you want to forget about the past and move forward. If it's a new person, you know, it's just like, you're so ready. Maybe you're ready to move. You're ready to move on past something, and they could be giving you mixed signals. All right. So what I'm seeing with that is, don't let that scare you. It feels like your person is starting to have more feelings with this Six of Cups that they're ready to express. And this is where you might be misreading some of their energy as mixed signals, but somebody is actually starting to break down and realize that they want to be more than just maybe friends, maybe just casual relationships. They want to deepen the connection. Maybe somebody finally realizing that you are their soulmate. All right. So what's the move towards you? The 10 of Wands. It feels like this person is not going to be able to hang on much longer. All right. It feels like awkward kind of energy. You know, this person, it's really difficult for this person to let down their guards and express or admit they're wrong. All right. So this weekend, just know that it seems like there's a breakthrough energy. They may try to do something casual. They may make an offer. They may reach out to you, but just know that behind the scenes, it's really hard for them, really difficult for them to not. So if they feel a little awkward or giving mixed messages, it's because it's really hard for this person to open up their heart and let somebody in. But it looks like you're taking over. Something you're giving up is attracting this person in. And I am seeing that maybe this person is finally caving into the fact that you could be the one. That's what I got for you, Virgo. All right, my Libra. I try to be so efficient. Sorry, guys. I could make it easier to put the timestamps up. All right, Libra. All right, Libra, let's see their feelings, yours, and their next move. You had the King of Swords just jump out. So some of you could be connected to an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. All right, so, you know, there's that quiet energy again. Somebody's silent, or somebody goes more silent when they're studying their feelings. It's not necessarily a totally detached or aloof energy where it feels like they're not interested. You know, It's a more reserved energy. You have a Six of Pentacles here, so somebody has a lot of respect. There's growth here, there's respect, and there's generosity. It seems mutual with this energy, but it could be friendship vibe right now. All right, there could be a friendship. I respect you. You know, maybe there's a lot going on, and right now that's all things can be. But they're drawn to you, and they're drawn to your intelligence and generosity. All right, so somebody might look up to you, right? And maybe they feel like they do owe you something, or owe effort, or know that they need to balance the scales in some way. All right, so their feelings, the Eight of Wands, talk about, you know, a lot going on. Your person may have a lot of pressure on them. Put a lot of pressure on themselves to perform. All right, maybe they have a hard time expressing it, you know, shit comes out of their mouth too quickly, and then they regret what they say. It can be somebody that speaks, you know, gets nervous and starts to accelerate when they are getting when they feel like they're being exposed. That's what I'm getting. So sometimes pay attention to the way they're talking. I do see communication potentially coming in, and it just may feel like if you're questioning their feelings about you, because it's a King of Swords, listen to what they're saying and the tone they're saying it in, because it looks like they get excited when they're around you. They like the excitement. They like the different ways your conversation goes. Maybe the topics you talk about, maybe the excitement you bring to them. But there definitely are fireworks going off here, and somebody is into you more than friends, but could be playing it off as maybe right now, you know, we just need to keep it here for right now. The way you feel, though, Five of Cups, so you're taking this a little bit differently. You're feeling like you either disappointed them, or you're feeling like they're not interested, and you feel rejected maybe, or like you did something wrong, or you're afraid the situation's not going to turn out the way you want it to. But I'm seeing here that if your person here is just a little anxious or has a lot going on, King of Swords, when, you know, they got a lot going on, they're busy, they don't even realize that they're not being as attentive to everybody else. And especially if your feelings are running high right now. All right, so what's their next action towards you? The Seven of Cups. So you got somebody planning on reaching out to you. This is somebody who is very hopeful and has thought about you in a lot of ways, has thought about what it would look like to connect with you, how would it look like to go with you, travel with you, you know, talk to you more. If they took their foot off the brake, you know, the things would probably move pretty fast, because you are somebody here that is top notch. You know, King of Swords looks for high quality, and you know, they're not even going to, you know, even mess around with this if they didn't think that you were high standards. There could be some pride too sometimes. I don't want to be exposed. I don't want to jump into something too quickly. But you seem to be very emotional over it, or feeling at a loss. And I see their next actions to you is that they're feeling drawn to you and plan on reaching out. If it's not this weekend, it's coming in. It's like, I see the possibilities of where this relationship, but it seems like they're not ready to take the foot off the brake, even though they're feeling the pressure. All right, that's what I have for you. So right now it could feel like friend zone in a way, or it can feel like, you know, I know they care, or I know they're interested, but it just seems like we're not getting anywhere just yet. All right, Scorpio. All right, so Scorpio is going to get a good number, 44, 44. right, Scorpio, their feelings, yours, and their next move. Ooh. Seven of Cups just came out too as well. So you're taking up a lot of space in their mind. I see future plans of reaching out, connecting with you, on your mind. You know, this card can be, this is your card, but it can be confusion as well. You know, confused, you know, is this too good to be true? Is this going to go anywhere? Is there possibilities? But yet my heart is still being pulled towards you. I have the Six of Cups too here. All right. So this is coming in a lot today too as well. And you're seeing, you know, there's so much good energy between you and this person that it seems like regardless of what's going on, it's like you guys are pulled towards each other. So there's a connection here that's becoming more real. And let's see their feelings for you. Six of Swords. Look at them just kind of going with the flow and being drawn towards you. Somebody could be moving towards you. You could be going somewhere this weekend with somebody too as well. But no matter what, it's like somebody sees freedom with you. Somebody sees a breakthrough with you. Somebody sees going down a whole different path. You're just different. All right. So their feelings are pretty serious. All right, pretty serious about you. A lot of love that's coming through with this. You know, and this could be just a phase, this Seven of Cups. It's like, you know, you look at the sixes and you say, I feel something strong here. It feels like no matter what, this person is consistently being drawn to you. And it's going to happen regardless, because it feels like you both want the same thing. But the Seven of Cups is where it gets, I'm really so serious about you, but now I'm going to confuse myself because I'm going to start thinking that, you know, what if this, what if that? And you know, deep inside, it feels like this person has already decided that you're the one. But on the outside, it feels like they want to talk themselves out of it. Right. So, but you can talk yourself out of this, this all you want, but you already are a person that's a possibility for them. And they are not, they're looking at you as a whole new direction. You've got them expanding their mind and imagination into other areas and possibilities that can happen. So to me, it feels like all the resistance in the world is not going to stop this connection from happening. How do you feel? Look at this, the 10 of Wands, right? You got to stop. You need to feel like something is, it's just, you make it too hard. You put too much work on it. You stressed about it. And I'm a Scorpio, so I'm saying this, right? You know, it just feels like something good is coming your way and it's too good to be true. It's like, I've got to challenge everything. I've got to challenge it. Right? You feel like this person is, maybe they're not moving fast enough for you and it's stressing you out. And I just feel like you're really intense about this. And this card is like, you're worrying about every little thing is going to go wrong before you can just enjoy the journey as it's moving forward. Because it seems to be, your person seems to be coasting. Maybe they can't answer all your questions right now. It's like you need to, you know, have everything in control before you finally let go. What's their next actions towards you? I see the Page of Swords. So it looks like they're getting ready to communicate with you, reach out to you. You know, they may, sometimes this guy here can say things, you got to kind of read between the lines. You know, they'll say things, they'll open up, be curious, you know, check on you, pay attention to what they're saying, what they're doing. And but I do feel like this person's getting ready to talk to you, open up. Maybe they'll slip and say something that you've been waiting to hear. All right. But do expect them to show up, maybe invite you somewhere, to go somewhere. So that does indicate an invitation to go somewhere. All right. What a great reading. Anyway, Scorpios just get intense. All right, Sagittarius. My son's a Saggy moon. All right, Sagittarius. Their feelings, your feelings, and their next move. All right. All right, let's see, Sag. Ace of Swords. So I know what needs to be said. Somebody knows what needs to be said. You know, they want to clear something up with you, talk to you, get something started with you. So this can represent any new start. All right. It's like, aha, you know, this is something that is just showing up, and whatever we want to do with it, it's the ball's in our court. All right. And I do see the Judgment. So some of you, this could indicate somebody clearing something up. They made the wrong choice. They made a bad judgment call. Or somebody is finally realizing what they want, their truth, and it's coming in. So 3 of Cups is your person's feelings for you. So they are deep. Maybe they were hoping it was just going to be casual, you know, but now they're starting to feel some love, feel the joy, feel the love, right? You know, this could be a friend of yours too that is having an aha moment. Maybe I'm ready for something more. It's like the more they get to know you, the more their feelings are changing, but it could also be, you know, a little bit overwhelming, especially if somebody was on a mission to stay casual, you know. They weren't ready for this. They weren't ready to start fantasizing about my friend or fantasizing about where the connection could go. But if this is somebody you've already been connected with, it's just you've got them hooked. They're already, you know, they already have love for you. You know, they try to stay, keep it, you know, they don't like to go deep, or they want to act like the feelings aren't deep, but man, their truth is coming up. So how do you feel? 5 of Pentacles. You've been feeling let down a little bit, kind of like, why can't, you know, you want this relationship, but you want to feel supported. You want this person to give you more attention. You definitely know what you want. So you're wanting more stability and more security in this relationship. There's something still growing here between you and another person. There's just a little bit of a learning curve here. You know, somebody may be starting to realize that how they are affecting you, or how them not opening up and being real with their feelings could be affecting you. If they're acting nonchalant about their feelings right now, you know, I can see that it's weighing on you. Let's see their next actions. The 9 of Swords. You just have somebody here that doesn't know how to express how deep their feelings are. And it's not enough for you right now. There may be some guilt. Maybe they feel guilty, like they know they need to say something, but you know, I feel like you might get lighthearted conversation if there's anything. You know, they think about you, they think about talking with you. So what I'm feeling for my Sagittarius is right now is this person is still going to keep conversation open. It looks like they're carrying some guilt because they're not telling you exactly how they feel. And this is really stressing you out. But this person thinks about you more than they're letting on. And the Judgment card tells me that if it doesn't happen right now, it feels like their truth, their realization, the Ace of Swords, the Judgment. This person is going to finally realize how it's affecting you, and that they need to speak their true feelings with you. all right? But right now I do see that it's weighing on them, and they're trying to act like something doesn't bother them as much as it really does. And that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. All right, Capricorn. I'm going to put Capricorn at 56 because I need to shuffle real good. I like the goats. Those look cool from my perspective. All right, Capricorn. Got a good shuffle here for you. So let's see. There you are, the devil. All right, so it's just you. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot to put your banner on, right? That's just representing your energy. All right, so it does seem like there's a slight obsession, you know, can't stop thinking about each other. And this can be fixation, chemistry, sexual fixation. You know, it's like there's a strong attachment between you and another person. Look at the Lovers card underneath. Ooh, you know, so this is genuine. This is one of those, they choose you, even if there's a lot of triggering, even if there's a lot of temptation or there's a lot of BS, you know, with these kind of relationships. Their mind chooses you, their heart chooses you. It's just that you both have some learning or growing to do in a relationship because you guys trigger each other in a lot of ways. Very intense connection. Can't stop, won't stop. There's the Five of Wands, the way they feel. They can't fight the energy with you, but they also, you guys both battle. You know, there's a lot of tension between the two of you. There's a lot of sexual tension. There's a lot of competition. You know, very competitive energy. There's a lot of competition maybe around you. And, you know, but with the Devil card, I mean, nobody's going to shine more than you, especially with the Devil and the Lovers card. You've already got this person hooked, but they may fight it. They may fight it. There may be something, there's resistance here to you. It could be you challenge them. What's your feelings? Yes, I'm still doing super chats, Nature Girl. Your feelings, the Knight of Wands, you're on a mission. All right. You're also, you got an ego here too. Remember, the Devil card is playing here too. You know what you want and you have an obsession too. So it looks like both of you kind of going back and forth. You guys take your turn when it comes to ego battle. I want this, I want that, you know. And, you know, enjoy the journey. Sometimes these relationships can be the most exciting, but sometimes they can be the most draining at times too. But you're on a mission to make this work. And the fact that you challenge this person is what draws them to you. You know, there's a lot of chemistry, sexual energy. You're very attractive, but also you're very aggressive and you're going to get what you want. And sometimes that can be a problem with your person. It's like two alphas, two egos that are not going to back down. What's their next actions? Look at this, the Eight of Swords. All right. So it's not going to be easy. You know, this person, you guys project onto each other. You project your fears onto each other. You know, there may be a conversation about that. You guys cause anxiety for each other. But it feels like the pull is real. And, you know, maybe right now you're still working through some of the challenges. Maybe there's still an energy here of, you know, not quite sure what to do next. You know, somebody feels stuck. Your person feels stuck. They don't know what to do right now. So what I'm going to say for your reading is, you know how this person feels about you. Right now, it seems like there's either conflict outside of this relationship. There's, you know, other things involved that's very complex. And that's why your person feels kind of stuck and doesn't know what to do just yet. But I do feel like there's a playful energy that's going to continue to grow between you and this person. And you guys are not going to let go of each other. You'll figure it out one way or another, because neither of you are letting go of the connection. And I have fire energy, a lot of fire energy here for you. All right, let's see, Aquarius. Yes, I'm still open for super chats, guys. You can go ahead and throw them in. I'm only going to be on for a little bit. They're $9.99. Can you let her know, Angel? It's $9.99. I mean $10. Nine. I don't know why I said $9.99. It was $10. All right, Aquarius. All right, Aquarius. Let's see their feelings, your feelings, and their next potential move. You got the Seven of Cups here too. So, you know, this is somebody here who sees more with you. There might be a lot more going on in this person's heart and mind right now. And that's why maybe you're not seeing something on the outside. You may have surprised this person. So you may be getting subtle cues, because this person definitely is going to want you to know you're in their presence. They're going to want you to know they're there. You know, they're thinking about you. They're thinking about where this can go, you know, a fantasy type of energy. Their heart's in it and their desires in it. So it's genuine. You know, the Two of Pentacles, though, is what you're up against. This person is like a weeble wobble, you know, it's like, whoa, whoa, what if, you know, and, you know, you're just pulling them in. Physically attracted to you. They see potential for something a little bit more stable. So they're taking this serious. Look at this. You know, you're on the top of their mind. You're on the top of the priority list. You lit something up with this person. You got something started. You definitely moved something. And this person sees only you right now above. If there are other options, they're not going to be in the picture for much longer. Your feelings, the judgment, all right? Maybe you've already made your decision, right? This person here, you know, you want this person to be the real deal. The only problem with the Judgment card is that if you're still thinking and judging a situation based off of what's happened in the past, you know, this old story could create shame or create guilt or create, you know, an energy that you make a decision that's not based on what's really happening now. So you could be questioning whether or not your judgment of this person may be off a little bit. You know, this person, it just feels like, again, that King of Swords energy came through a couple times today. It feels like the person that's on your mind is a hard read, and you could easily misjudge this person. Their next actions, so it looks like it might play out a little bit. It does look like this person is taking their time. And this is why, you know, I said in the beginning, feels like, you know, they will show up at the right time. They want to make the right move. They may check in with you. They may, you know, be around your energy, kind of wanting you to know, hey, I'm here. You know, this can be a spark of a conversation. But to me, it feels like there's more happening internally with your person than externally, you know, especially with the 7 of Cups. It's like, I need to ponder on this more. And the more somebody is fantasizing about this, they're actually manifesting you in. You have Sag energy, maybe by the Sag full moon, you know, you'll hear something. I got Scorpio energy too, but you're definitely taking up space. You've lit the fire up under somebody's booty. All right, Pisces. All right, guys, thank you all for being here. I hope you guys have a great Memorial Day weekend. All right, let's see their feelings, your feelings, and their next move. All right, 4 Pentacles, overall energy at the bottom. All right, so it's slow and steady energy that's building between you and another person. I do see the Ace of Cups. So the foundation is built on love, and, you know, the thing is that the 4 of Pentacles is, you know, it just feels like, why won't they move a little quicker? Why does it feel stuck? Why does it feel, but this kind of relationship, Pisces, is a real one. It feels like if somebody's really falling for you and they're taking their time to open up a little bit, you know, that's the kind that's going to stay forever. You know, well, not really forever. That's story time, but you know what I mean. All right. So you've absolutely have a place in their heart, and there's no turning back now. You know, it's like, I'm invested. We are building something. It's slow and steady. Their feelings for you, Page of Wands. This already indicates that somebody feels pulled to want to flirt with you. So I do see some good energy coming in with, you know, let's get something started. I'm definitely wanting you. So they could be in the middle of falling for you. This energy can get tricky because it can be, I want you so bad, and it can feel like love, but it's lust that's just, but then somebody's just like totally crushing on you or into you. And, you know, so this could be somebody really new, playful, that's coming into your life too as well. Keep that in mind. So there could be a conversation coming in, you know, somebody trying to flirt with you, somebody trying to test you, see if you're still there, but they're falling for you. What's your feelings? 4 of Wands. You're ready to get started. You want somebody to come home. You want them to come over. Somebody could be coming over this weekend. If there is a sign this weekend, looks like Pisces could be entertaining somebody. It could be through phone calls or whatever, but you might even go on a date. Somebody may ask you out on a date, but you're falling for this person too. But I will say though, you're ready for marriage, and your person here is coming in as I'm falling for you. You know, so you might maybe maybe you're just being open. Maybe you're ready. Maybe you feel like this is the right person and you've known for a while. So this weekend, it may be finally sealing some sort of deal with somebody, right? And this could be marking the first occasion where you guys actually do get together. It could be a physical connection, date night or anniversary, something, right? It just feels like this person makes you happy, and it feels like in a deep place, you've already made a decision that this could be the one. What's their next move? The King of Wands. You got somebody stepping up. This might actually move pretty fast between you and this person. You know, it does feel like your person, if there's a little bit of hesitancy right now, it could just be because they're falling harder than they thought they would. But now I'm seeing here their next action is them actually stepping up. Right? So it looks like, and somebody could have maybe there is somebody has a child or a family, but this could be somebody that you end up real quickly. It feels like one of those, this person or you could move in real quickly. You know, both of you kind of feeling the love, feeling the instant attraction. These kind of relationships are awesome when they happen or when these moments come in. There's like no question. It's like we're on a mission and we feel this, shaking hands, let's go. All right. And I know I said slow and steady. So for some of you, maybe this has been going on for quite some time. And now all of a sudden, somebody's ready to take the plunge. Is that what you say? Take the plunge? All right, guys, that is what I have. I'm going to answer the few questions that I have. I'm going to put the timestamps up under the video real quick. And then I'm going to move. Just give me 2 seconds. So, sorry, guys, this is not working. Okay, there it is. I was trying to, don't worry about me. I know what I'm doing. YouTube was messing up. All right, I have the timestamps there. You guys enjoy your weekend. Definitely enjoy your weekend. I have just a few. I know I will maybe eventually pick up and do more super chats in the future. I just have been, it's the summertime. And when summertime comes, I just want to be out more and doing stuff more. So I'm trying to limit my time online. But they will come back in the future. So if you guys are wondering why I haven't been doing them as much too, that's part of the reason. All right, so I have Cindy and Randy. Somebody else just came through too. All right, and I have Carissa and I don't know who this is. I don't want to say your name. But I don't have any other choice. Okay, Portia, that was you. Okay, I see you now. Okay. All right, so let's get going. What's coming next for David and me? Yeah, sometimes I get nervous because people don't want to hear their first name being called out. And okay, what's coming next for David and me? Let's see. What's coming next? Let's see. What's coming next? All right, so the 10 of Wands here, the bottom of the deck, and looks like a final breakthrough moment here. Maybe things are about to lighten up now because things have already you've gotten through the worst of it now. So it looks like you're having some sort of major breakthrough in this relationship. Especially if he's the one that reached out. It looks like it's harder to be away than it is, you know. I see the moon card here, so I'm just letting you know that there's still a lot of, like, you got to take your time with this one because, you know, sometimes the moon card comes in and shows us that nothing's changed, but I am seeing here that the Queen of Wands, he must be very drawn or very pulled to you. Naturally drawn and can't seem to break away from you. Seems to be more difficult when you guys are not talking than when you are. So what's coming next? I see the Ace of Swords. So that this is the start, right? This is the very beginning. And, you know, there's still going to be some challenges, but I do feel like you've cleared up something and we're going down a different avenue. You know, you got the Ten of Swords here too, and you have the Knight of Pentacles. So it looks like we're leaving the past behind. Like I said, there is an energy here of, you know, I don't want to go down the path again that we were already down. And now we're moving slow and steady. So what's next for you guys is, I'm going to have to pull a card for you to see how you're taking this, but it looks like you're building something a little bit more stable and practical this time around, but it is moving slow. Like, you know, it's like, we're not going to just jump right back in, but maybe we can start off with a clean slate, which means we need to have the conversation too about, you know, healthy expectations. But it does look like what's coming next for you guys is you're trying to establish where things are at now. And, you know, how can we do this again? How can we connect? How can we make this work? Especially if you have different schedules or different lifestyles or whatever. But it seems like he may be a little bit more consistent with you as well too. It's a lot different from the past energy. Let's see you. I got the King of Wands, right? You see them as your one and you're keeping your eye on the prize. You're not letting go of this one. It looks like your vision might be coming in for you. But again, you're going to need the patience with this. This energy right here feels like the Mars and Taurus, you know. But if this is going to work for you guys, you will feel the effort. It looks like you guys, you want this to be your relationship. You got the King and Queen of Wands, and it is showing me that you're potentially starting a new path, and this could work itself out. But to me, that feels like if you're open and you trust it, and you're seeing their effort, they're making the effort. Because in this card here, it says, I'm going to make more effort. So that's what I got for David, you know, and it looks like they're being honest at first. And this isn't without its challenges. I'm not saying it's going to be easy peasy. I hope it is. But it does look like you're off to a good start, and it is a clean slate. You know, maybe trying to navigate this relationship a little bit differently. All right, Miss Cindy. All right. All right, well, Aries. You know, while my ex-Aries is trying to heal or rediscover who she is, has she, I gotta blow this up. I have granny eyes. Has she reconciled with the terms of wanting to fix things between us despite any fears or a stony heart? All right. You know, I say this to everybody that when, you know, the same question I'm fine with, right? But when we ask them so many times, it really becomes, in my mind, has anything shifted? I look for shifts, you know, because anything can change day to day. So let's just see, has anything first changed or shifted and wanting to fix things between, I see you. Trying to heal, rediscover. Ooh. All right, so this card just flipped and it's the Magician card. So you have crossed her mind. All right, I do see the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck. And so apparently it's been difficult for her too. You know, the past is in the past, though. She might not be ready yet to reignite or restart the situation, but you've crossed her mind. This can be a card of not so much wanting to maybe fix things, but hoping that maybe things could work out or you guys come back, cross paths again. And it's going to be a whole different version. The thing I'm struggling with is when we get stuck on somebody else needing to heal, you know, and rediscovering who they are, I think the block or the resistance comes with, you know, we're creating a story about your person that she's going to have to live up to when she comes around. It's like, she may be somebody completely different by the time you see her again. And she might not be feeling like she needs to heal, but she might be trying to rediscover herself, trying to change even her appearance and, you know, just trying to find herself again. Even with the Magician card, it's like, you know, it's a very good energy that she's trying to recreate herself. But having any kind of attachment to an identity that, or a description or a story that you have about her, may even energetically create resistance in her coming back. I have the World card, Page of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles for you too as well. Let me get one more. All right, so I am seeing a lot about the rediscovering. So it does look like she's found closure, or she's finding closure with wanting to fix things between the two of you. There's the World card and the Page of Pentacles. despite anything. She still feels a pull towards you, but it could be some time. And I know it's already been time. So it's like, there's the Eight of Cups. It's like she's on a journey, self-discovery, you know, trying to figure things out, trying to go her own way. And maybe that's what you're being called to do right now too. But I think she may have already reconciled with it, and you guys may cross paths again. And if you guys did cross paths again, I think she'd be at least starting off as on a friendly terms. This could develop into a friendship. And this is definitely a wanting to fix things. You have the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. But you're up against distance and time right now, and your ego is saying there's already been a lot of time, and you can't put constrictions or restrictions on other people's processes. So I'm going to say that the best I can answer what you're saying here, it looks like she is reconciling with the past with you, and she already knows at some point you guys may cross paths or come back together and establish a new type of relationship. And possibly fix things where it could start off as a friendship that leads into something more. What should you do in the meantime? I see the King of Swords and the Nine of Wands. All right, don't give up. But, you know, you just got to look at the bigger picture and, you know, kind of change your perspective of the situation, I guess, you know. You know, she's gone for now. And you know, I know it's stressing you out. I can see that. But there's still another go, but you can't do anything about it right now. Yeah. That's exactly what's coming through is what you just said. It's like she's doing something good for herself. She really is. And you guys will cross paths. And when you do, you'll have to rediscover each other because you'll be two different people. And so this says detach a little bit, you know, like you have been the King of Swords, but the Nine of Wands is like, you know, this is, you know, been a lot on you. But I feel like it'll be worth it in the end, is what I have for you. It'll be worth it in the end. I'm sending you love. You know, when I read for you guys, the amount of dedication and loyalty and love that everybody has for the person that's on their mind, and you just can't help but, you know, if I were to see those people, they're probably searching and wondering why love's not in their life, you know? And it's just so wild, you know, how the world works. We're just always, I don't know. It's like the Four of Cups too. You just don't see the love around you. You don't see the love that somebody's given you. And I know that's my Scorpio side that reads into everything. All right. All right, so Nature Girl, you did a donation too, you said. So I saw you said that. So is Kay going to open up or has he shut down? Let's see. Is Kay going to open up? I can see that, Randy. I know. The person that is left with the emotional turmoil, or is the one that's left, goes through years, a long time of processing the pain. You know, people that leave process in a different way, but all right, is Kay going to open up to you? All right, yeah, I got the Knight of Swords. And you got the Six of Swords underneath that. All right. You know, I don't, you know, has he shut down? You're welcome, Randy. Has he shut down? Maybe. You know, he genuinely could be feeling some sort of feeling with you. You know, this card here says, I definitely desire and think about that. I feel a connection. But if somebody is very defensive about letting somebody in and wants to keep something surface level and wants to be chill about things, you know, it's going to be hard for you to read this person, because this was coming in today's readings. You know, you have a Nine of Pentacles. I panic before a relationship because I just don't want to lose myself or lose my independency, you know, and that can often be somebody's energy. And if they're very guarded, or they want to make their own choices when they're ready, or they just want to keep things chill and kind of coast through things and see where things go. And if they're catching feelings, they may shut down out of as a defense mechanism. But I do see they're still feeling pulled towards you with the Lover's card and the Six of Swords, that it naturally will grow on its own. But this is somebody who doesn't like to get all deep. I don't want to talk about feelings all day long. It always reminds me of when women want their men to discuss their feelings all day long. And men just, they will, if they love you, just to make you feel better, but they don't like to. There are some men that do, but for the general population. And so I do feel like you may be surprised at the way things kind of play out here. Don't read into everything. I don't know your situation. I don't know where things are, but usually our panic button is what creates somebody to block us. If there is something worth visiting and they are feeling feelings for you, they will definitely speak their mind when they're ready to. Right? So there is something moving here with you guys. And so, yes, I do believe he's going to eventually open up. Just don't expect the real emotional deep depth. You might get intellectual deep depth, but not, you know. Yes. We say that though, but then it's never enough. It's never enough. You're not getting the tears. All right. So I have Carissa and then I have Portia. Yes, him, I can take you. So wait a minute. I have Carissa first. Okay. I did read your email. I got your email. I read it just before the live. So how will this move ultimately affect your connection? All right, let's see. Yes, you're welcome. All right, I am going to close down the questions, though. Him, I can take yours, but I am going to close it down, slow it down. All right, how will this move ultimately affect your connection? These are the kind of bizarre little moments and moves that we don't see in our mind. We don't, we just don't have control over some of these things that shift. Yeah, it does make sense. All right. So let's see. How will this move ultimately affect our connection? It might, I don't think it's going to affect it. It's more of a, you got the Queen of Pentacles. So it definitely could keep the connection still growing. You know, I don't know. I'm just feeling you got to stay confident there with the Queen of Pentacles showing up for you. You got to keep your eye on the prize. And look, you're playing the long game here. Remember that. You're playing the long game. And this is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. Very strategic. This could be a very beneficial strategic move. You know, at first it might be difficult. You might feel distance. Look at that. You got the Hermit card, the Five of Pentacles. You know, so right now I'm going to say the change is going to cause some discomfort. All right. It does feel like it is going to create some distance, but you're being asked not to focus on all the distance or the problems that this could cause, because the Moon card says that this might not even ultimately stay. Things are still shifting. So even this move, this situation, something else could happen. There's a lot still shifting and changing, and it's too soon to really tell how this might affect anything. There's just a lot going on. So at first it might create some discomfort, but I am seeing here, you just got to stay persistent and not focus on every little detail, because it can make you worry about things not working out. But I do see that it is going to create some distance between the two of you. Any thoughts or feelings and tensions from him, I'm seeing the Four of Wands. I mean, it looks like it's bringing him some sort of happiness. And once everything settles in, things may begin to become a little bit more clear. So this shift is definitely creating more space. Intentions, and I got the Wheel of Fortune for you as well, too. I don't think this is going to be the only move that's happening right now. There could still be a couple other things that are changing, but I definitely do see that the circumstances are changing with him moving over there. This event is actually creating positive movement in this relationship. Maybe now they're separated or he's in a different position. If he's happier, you know, we're seeing movement, and we're seeing your chances are very positive with this turning around and turning into something else. I don't even know. Let me just pull a card. In this current energy, it does look like you're going to be challenged here for a minute with the distance, but I think his happiness is bringing change that's going to change the course of this connection. That's what I've got. But let's pull one more and see, you know, in this energy, any potential movement from him. And I see the Nine of Wands. So I'm not seeing any current movement for him. Let him get adjusted. I think there's going to be an adjustment period. while things are changing, but you've got to be strategic and just keep playing the long game, because don't give up. I just feel like once he's adjusted in his new position, you're going to see things change. And that's what I have for your cards today. Right? You know, you said he said something to you. What did he say to you? All right, let's see. You told him you were a little sad because I never see him. He just told me that's not true, and they still put him onto a register to help, and we'll see each other. So what was his intention behind that? Was he planting a seed? And I see the Magician card. All right. So when he said that to you, there's an energy of influence here, potential here. So it does look like he was being authentic when he said that to you. And honestly, could have been planting a seed. I just think he's happy. This is going to change his attitude. When? I don't know. When? How can I give you a when? You know that. These are just weekly readings. That's why I try to say, you know, do things weekly so you don't have to go too far ahead and you can just focus on the week's energy. But there is no way. You're going to miss me, seed. Yeah. I would be the top channel if I could tell when's. All right. I'd be everybody's favorite. All right, Miss Portia, what's your question? Oh, here it is. What is Lonnie's future action towards this connection? You know, Carissa, though, I'm telling you that this energy right now is just, don't be surprised if you move over there. What if you get asked to shift? What if you get asked to, I don't know how your work works, but what if you get asked to go over there? What if you get asked to move? You never know what kind of shifts could happen. All right, what is Lonnie's future actions towards this connection? What is Lonnie? So I got to see his energy, what pulled him towards you. All right. All right, good start. You have the King of Wands, but you have somebody who's indecisive. They feel this connection with you, but they seem to hesitate before going any further. But you've already got him attracted to you. And he may even question possibilities of, you know, I want to see you in my future. Right? You're welcome, Carissa. Thank you. Now I'm seeing the Seven of Pentacles, so I can tell that you're playing the pause game. You know, it just feels like, I know I feel something. I'm feeling their pull toward you. So you should be able to feel some sort of pull towards you. I don't know if they're torn between two different relationships, you and another person, you know, or work in a relationship that holds them back. It could be something, but they're invested in this and they've thought about the connection moving forward. But that hesitancy can drive somebody nuts if you don't have some sort of consistency or certainty. So Lonnie, Knight of Pentacles, are you dealing with somebody who's just got so much going on, and you know, this is somebody that's got a tight schedule. This is somebody that's got a to-do list. This is somebody that has to think everything out and have a plan before they make any move. And this is the no rush guy, right? Why is there, you know, we don't need to rush things, but their actions is, I want to make sure I'm clear before I make any decisions. So they value you. You know, they don't want to make some sort of quick decision and then be like, I screwed up, you know, I made the wrong decision. What draws them to you? All right, that same thing I just said, it just feels like they don't want to be without you. They don't want to miss out on this. They don't want to lose the chance. You know, and you need more support though. You need more effort. You want more from them. You want more time from them. And to be honest with you, like, this doesn't come through very often, but I think it may even, there's two things I'm picking up on. One, they really appreciate that somebody wants them as much or wants them to have more quality time with them. Like, you value it and they know it. But this is also somebody that works and is very persistent in their own life, routine, and, you know, very structured and very rigid when it comes to the things they want to do. So on one hand, what draws them to you is the fact that you really like them this much, or really want, you know, this consistency with them, that you make them think more about you. All right. They really value that. Maybe they've never had anybody be so persistent and so caring. So you're also playing the kind of long game here too. But the good news with you is I see a King of Wands, and I see somebody that, you know, right now you might be playing the, you know, we're taking our time for, you know, and I'm not making a decision yet. But once they do, it's on. It's like you're going to become a part of their routine. So they're being pulled towards you anyways. What's their biggest block right now? They got a lot of pressure on them. I just feel like everything comes at me at once, and any kind of, if you have a sense of urgency, or, you know, if it all seems to happen at once for them. And they might get overwhelmed with pressure because they need to do everything in order. Everything needs to be done perfectly. Their next actions, look at this, the Two of Wands. You guys have already activated the situation, the relationship, the potential. I just think you need to slow down a minute. And that doesn't mean hold on and wait or do anything like that. That does not mean that. It means mentally slow down. And when we get too anxious or in the future, we start to push something that naturally will go on its own. And that's what it feels like with this. It feels like they're already naturally drawn to exploring this connection. But, you know, right now there's a hesitancy because of pressure. Just keep showing up and seeing where it leads, where it takes you. All right, you've got to pull on them. And this is somebody too that wouldn't waste their time on somebody that they couldn't see as value. That's a Virgo energy. They'll analyze everything. You know, they have certain standards and expectations, and you obviously are somebody that they value, but it's the timing, it's the anxiousness and the pressure. All right. What should you do? Queen of Pentacles. You've got slow, strategic, practical steps, being grounded. I'm glad, Cindy. So you have the Queen of Pentacles showing up for you too. She's been showing up a lot today. Mars is in Taurus. Mars is in Taurus, guys, right? And so Taurus loves it because Taurus is like, I get to do my thing my way, right? Move at my pace. But everybody else, you know, it's just going to be seem like taking their sweet ass time in some ways, not every way. All right. Often, you know, Mars and Taurus too is like getting shit done the right way. And if this is a relationship that's getting done the right way, this is going to be one that is worth waiting for and worth working on, and one that will eventually turn into something long-term and serious, right? So you just have a lot of earth coming in here for you. And, you know, it's just asking you to ground in and, you know, take a gentle, you know, be more gentle about it. And maybe you're being asked to be a little bit more vulnerable too, you know, less controlling of the outcome. You know, us queens, we need to get shit done when we need it done. It's hard to, she's a lot like the Empress though. It's hard to sit back though and not take full responsibility or want to do everything, right? Because but it looks like your person likes to be of service. So let them do more for you. Let them show up and pay more attention to what they do when they are around you. And is it quality? Because I think your person's actions, their service, the effort they give you or the things they do are how they show how they really feel. And if they're making time for you and they are under a lot of pressure, that speaks volumes. But if they're lazy as shit and they don't make time for you, that's a different story. But he's not showing up as somebody who's lazy. So that's what I got. Pursuit. So did I answer your question? Because I kind of got lost in that. So future actions is what you're asking for. And the future actions is the Knight of Pentacles, which is he's still pursuing this and building upon this relationship. You know, so that tells me that he's put an effort into it. He's moving forward with you. And the only thing that would block it is if you decided you didn't want it anymore. Sending you love, Portia. Look at these 2-for-1s here. Am I doing a Friday special? All right. So here's your son, grandpa getting him for the summer? It could be, yes. So I'm just going to pull a card. It looks like grandpa could be getting the kid or visiting the kid. Shatorian's feelings right now is 3 of Swords. So she's still processing and disappointed. Give her more time to heal. It looks like she's taken much needed space from this, and it's given her enough time to really evaluate what she really wants. So she's processing her feelings about this connection. She's kind of keeping to herself. Yeah, Portia, listen back to your reading, because I think I answered that, because it does look like it's turning into something like that. So yeah, definitely listen back to it. Maybe you'll hear everything I was saying. All right, so I have to say yes for the grandpa getting him. So it looks like that's the kid, that's the son. And even if it's for a month or less or something, might not be for the whole summer, but there could be some visitation, or they're thinking about it. It could be a thought of it, right? So it looks like it's up on the maybe list, but it says yes. Now, Shatorian's feelings towards you right now, she needs space. She's not ready to reconcile. She's not ready, but the 2 of Cups here, and that says she's not ready to reconcile just yet. But you guys still have a relationship. You still have a connection, and you always will. So it does look like eventually you guys will reconnect. All right. I'm going to take this last one, and then I'm going to shut off real quick, guys, so I can be done. Thank you, everybody, for being here with me. All right, how's Steve's feeling about me? Let's see. All right, how is Steve feeling about you? Queen of Swords, bottom of the deck. Let's see what that's all about. Hierophant. The King of Wands. The 3 of Wands. All right, well, he's got, you're real. You're definitely somebody who, high value. You're somebody that, but it's more of a future thing. It's like, I can see, I've thought about a future. I've thought about making plans here. I thought about connecting. He's a Libra. Yeah, Kathy. I like this. I mean, the way they're feeling about you is, 1, you're very traditional in your own ways. You have high moral standards. You're very righteous in ways. You have a good heart. You try to do what's right. And he likes that. You're very attractive. You have very creative way about you, very loving, very open heart, and very positive attitude. So there's a lot of great things here that they feel about you. And whatever's going on between you guys, it looks like you guys are building something together. Maybe you're in some sort of, everything's not quite coming together as you hoped right now, but there's still things moving. So you're a Leo. There you are. So, I mean, that's you. He sees you. This feels real. This could be also why, if they're okay. So that's exactly what I was just going to say. Because sometimes when I get like a magical read like this, I'm like, most people that come to me are going to throw a wrench in there. And it's going to be we're in no contact or we're not talking. And so how you have to look at this then is they see you as somebody that deserves the real deal, and they need to show up or step up. And you know what I mean? Maybe they don't think they're in a right position or place for you, or you deserve more, you know, or they're holding you back from what you truly want. Or maybe they're not ready. They were under the pressure of commitment to live up to your standards. So if that's the case, this is why you're kind of in this Three of Wands energy where, you know, he may think about you'd be the perfect person to be with, or somebody you have great standards and goals and visions. But if he wasn't ready or not ready for it, wrong place, wrong time. But that doesn't mean that he's not going to come back around the bend here, because the Three of Wands is like, you got to keep your options open, but keep your options open to the fact that there could be a breakthrough in this. You could be the one that that could get away. But whatever's going on between the two of you, the no contact could be because something was happening between the two of you. A Leo can persist and not take no for an answer, and very demanding. I know my Leo, right? And you want what you want. And if you've got high standards, the no contact probably came because you were feeling disrespected in some way. And if you're feeling disrespected, you're going to step up for yourself, and no contact's going to happen because you're creating a boundary, because you know yourself and you're not going to tolerate bullshit. So sometimes the hardest thing to do is that strength card, the Leo strength card, and that is create a boundary and stick to it. So you're sticking to your boundary, which is the hardest thing to do, because it could be a matter of time. It could be days. It could be weeks. It could be months. Somebody's gonna honor you because you stood by your values. And that's actually what's going to build the bond even stronger and if they come back around. So you did what was right. And now the hardest part is sticking to your guns. I mean, sticking to you. Is that how you say it? I always say the dumbest things. Sticking to your boundaries. I know it's hard. That's where the courage comes in, to say, you know what, you disrespected me. Now you're going to have to, you know, and not, this isn't where your pride or your stubbornness gets in the way, because, you know, the strength card is about forgiveness too. And Leo is about forgiveness too. Right. And it's like, if they were to show back up, you would probably forgive them in a heartbeat. But the hardest part is creating your boundary and sticking to it. And it just makes them value you that much more. And so you definitely deserve, and you stood up for yourself, and they honor you for that. All right. So maybe they got you on their mind and they're like, damn, maybe they're testing you to see if you'll stick by your boundaries. But this does give you some sense of hope. Like, don't get stuck on it though, please. Like, you know, I don't like to do that. I've learned over years, you know, I don't want you stuck in a waiting game or doing anything. You know, you always have to be open to new and pursuing, right? But staying open, and this does show an opportunity that they'll be back around. They'll come back around, or something will happen. You know, you guys will cross paths. All right, I love you. And look, there's the Queen of Swords. I forgot that. There is the boundary. Sometimes it's hard to do what's right, and you've got to, you know, step above your emotions. And this is, you know, justice. All right. Hell no, I've got some high standards here. You're not crossing that. All right. I'm sending you love. I'm going to jump off real quick because I don't want anybody else to pop in. I will see you guys Monday. I have live the Who's Coming Towards You. And also I'll do super chats on Monday afterwards. So if anybody needs any questions after this weekend, Monday's Memorial Day though. So I don't know. I'm playing it by ear. We'll see what's going on. Thank you. I love you guys. Take care.